This does not mean that you should be paranoid every time you want to use internet. Your VPN is on. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it really is open. There's nothing secret on the internet. It's open. Although there's a way to make it secret, yeah. But it's open. So whatever you request for is known. Whatever you get. I remember there was a lawsuit against Google, and I think those people won. They found out that Google's incognito mode still reveals what you use to your ISP. You are not incognito. Person see they see you. You are not really incognito. Somebody is still seeing you. They found out and they took Google to court. I think they won the case against Google, but that doesn't mean Google has to change it.
But they actually noted that what you are checking is still visible to your ISP.
They updated it after that case. It was never like that. After that case, they had to update it. That we are not going to stress ourselves to be hiding anything for you. If you don't want it to be seen, don't do it. But that's so the only thing incognito mode does is there's no record of it on your device. That's the only thing it does. So whatever you do on the internet, all these people here, hackers, ISPs, government, anybody can see it. But once you get a VPN, and please, don't go and buy VPN. Don't go and get VPN that is hacked. I was cracking a joke yesterday somewhere. I said when we were in school, we had every laptop required antivirus then. We will now download cracked antivirus to protect against virus. I don't understand what we were thinking. And you know those things were so... That antivirus was so funny that to install it, one of the instructions then, because it was cracked, is you have to first disable the ability of your device to mark it as antivirus. So you first disable it. Then you now install it. Boy, the things we did. Ignorance is bliss. But anyways, so when you have a VPN, you install the VPN on your laptop or your phone. You get a VPN client on your phone. I'll give you a list of VPNs. I think I have some here. Do I have it here? Yeah, I do have that there. So let me just go through this. So you get your VPN, NordVPN, Windscribe VPN, Proton VPN. That's what I use. What else? Which one else? There's this 1.1.1.1. I think so. 1.1.1.1. 1.1.1.1. Yes. So you install the VPN, the client of the VPN, and the VPN already has its own server somewhere on the internet. So what happens now is, whenever you send a request, it doesn't go straight to the internet. It goes first to the VPN server. The VPN server then sends that request to the internet, and then the internet sends it back to the VPN server that you now get it back on your VPN client. Now let me explain all that jargon, what it means. What it means then is, you are as safe as this VPN server is. As long as nobody can access or hack this VPN server, then you are safe. Now, some people have set up VPN servers that they are using it for hacking purposes. That's why I said download trustworthy ones. Windscribe, Tunnel Bear. Yeah, I know that Tunnel Bear has like a 11 gig free limit every month, I think. Tunnel Bear. Yeah?
At the start, you were talking about free internet access and how information can be shared across devices on the network. Does VPN protect for that?
Yes. So I was going to get there. I did not put that image here. There's an image that I shared at last training of what a VPN does. But I think I will try and put it on the board here. So I'll just quickly show you something. So what happens is, okay, let me use this example, then I'll try and drop. What the VPN does is it masks your IP address. So let me explain what that means. All your devices that are connected to the internet are connected to a server. That server has an IP address. That server then serves every connected device an IP address. So let me make it easier. You know a street in town. You enter a town, there's a street, but then there's one Obasanjo Street. Then there's two Obasanjo Street. And so for every new house that comes to that street, it takes a new number, but it's still on that street. That's how the internet works. So the moment you all arrived here, got the Wi-Fi password for the hotel, and connected to the hotel's Wi-Fi, the hotel has its own IP address. So now from that hotel IP address, it will serve you your own address. So if the hotel's IP address is 1.9, because usually like 4 digits. Again, if you were like me in secondary school, you did a lot with tweaking access points on phones so that we could access free internet that year. Empty and suffer from our hands that year. So it's usually 4 like that. So you have like a 192.168.100.102. Now, usually what happens is the first device on that network carries 1. So it's a 192.168.100.1. And if you've had to manage your house Wi-Fi before, you'll have handled something like this. You'll have had to access something like this before. Now, so the initial, we call it a node. Let me go back to that image. It's a technical term. I have to say technical terms to explain it. But we call it a node. So these guys are accessing, it's not here yet, but they're accessing a node, a computer that serves them, the internet. That computer carries 1 as his own house. Every other one that comes after it is 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, like that. So everything you do on the internet with that connection can be traced to that one point, that original initiation. And once we trace it to, so if somebody accesses the internet from 192.168.100.102, they know to go to look for 0.1 because that's where it began. If we get to 0.1 will tell us where 0.102 is. Do you understand? It will tell us because that's the one that served the food. You tell us where 102 is. Now, if somebody was tracking you, once they get to 0.1, they will find you. What VPNs do is they mask your address. So VPN will now give you a new IP that can be 168.172.102.80. Now, when they are looking for you now, they can't find you here. That's where you are, but they can't find you. It has masked your location. So here, this guy is on 192.168.100.1. And so if they are looking for him, he's maybe 0.105 on the list. But if they are looking for him, once they spot 0.1, they can trace him. So now he's doing something he doesn't want the internet to know. He doesn't want ISP to know. He doesn't want to be tracked. He connects to a VPN, the VPN client on the system. That connects him to a server. That's why if you notice, every time you connect to a VPN, it tells you it has changed your location. Because the IP addresses are often tied to physical locations. There are physical servers serving all those internet services. So there's a physical server, for instance, in Benue State, Nigeria. I know. That's where MTN usually feeds from. That's why, I don't know if you have noticed, there are times when you are logging into your system or your email from somewhere else, and you get a notification that tells you just logged in from somewhere in Benue. It's MTN. That's where MTN is. Or Lagos. That's where MTN server is. You know how to know. So what the internet does, what the VPN does for you is, it takes you and puts you on somebody else's server somewhere else. So you are in Lagos, Nigeria. The VPN then says, oh, you don't want them to know you are in Lagos, no problem. I'll tell them you are in Netherlands. So I'll give you an address in Netherlands. So it's like, you know how you wrap something, right? So the real address is Lagos. Then you now wrap it with Netherlands. So the VPN then goes to the internet with a Netherlands address. The internet responds, and that's why if you use a VPN, you notice, for instance, there are emails, there are links or websites that when you then open with that VPN, it's not what you'll have gotten in Nigeria that you're getting. In fact, there was a cheat code one time. They told us, that, you know, Netflix, for instance, is it time? Please, so this is why I came. I not come to come and sleep. I'll sleep later. It is known, for instance, that with Netflix, not all the movies that are available in USA are available in Nigeria. So if you want to watch USA movies, you change, your VPN gives you USA address, and you have access. In fact, I wanted to do something on the website one time, and I was using my normal internet, but I felt like maybe my network was faulty or something. So I connected with my VPN, and my VPN gave me an address in the US. No problem. I went back to the site that I was going to, and the site simply goes, according to the laws of the United States where you are resident. Yes. According to the laws of the United States where you are resident, you need to sign up and log in to access this. I just go and remove the VPN. Don't worry, I was fine before. I was fine before. So that's what it does. So it goes to the internet and tells you, this person that is in Lagos is in Netherlands. Oh, Netherlands person has come. So it responds with Netherlands information. Which is why that year, everybody was tweeting from London, from Germany, from UK. Even though all of us were in Lagos and Abuja. So it will go there and tell you from London. So this one will give him London response. You now come back here, and because it has your original address, it will now send your original address to you. So if somebody was looking for you on the internet, it's London that they will go. If they go to London, the VPN server will not give you your address because it doesn't want you to know. So your address on the VPN server, you remember encryption. Your address is encrypted on the VPN server. So only the VPN server knows that this person that is talking to me is from Lagos. If anybody comes to the VPN server, they will only see Netherlands. Where is this person in the Netherlands? He's in Netherlands. Go and be looking for him. Where is the person really at? London, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. So the idea behind VPN is the traffic on the internet is unencrypted, and you may be at risk with some of the things you are sharing. You are sending email, for instance, about a protest that you want to lead tomorrow. Or you're on WhatsApp and you're having a conversation about how you want to deal with something that the government did, how you want to raise your own protest issue. The internet, especially if you are somebody that you have done 1, 2, 3, the government has put eyes on you, they're probably surveilling you. You're under surveillance. So you then set up get your VPN, you connect to the internet via the VPN, and ever from that point onwards, nobody can see where you're talking from. It is that secure that I remember a government in Africa banned the use of VPNs. They were threatened. Because with VPN, you can't catch anybody. If all of us in this room want to tweet that the government is bad, and we want to use burner accounts, we will open VPN. We will open VPN, connect via VPN, create accounts under that VPN, and then my phone. That was what we were looking for. Create accounts with that VPN, and then tweet whatever we want to tweet, and leave. They can't trace us. You can't trace us. You will see the tweets. You will vex for the tweets. You can't trace us. We are not in Nigeria. We are in the United States. We are tweeting from USA. We already use VPN. So some governments are actively working against the use of VPN. Because again, remember digital rights. You have the right to be anonymous. And that's what the VPN gives you, the right to be anonymous. I don't want you to know that it is me that is on the internet.
The government says, just a little, when we are organizing a party, the DSS were looking for us. And so some of us would be careful, move to the villages. So, I believe that they were looking for me, level leader. They said they wanted us to report to the office. We used to, but this one was like, it was very close to our property. So it took them time. So eventually I just told them that I went to see my grandmother, that I'll come. And they said, no, wherever I was, they should get me there. That they have the power.
Yeah.
To invite you wherever you are. So I was saying, I need to do this to fix my car. I said, no, we could get a vehicle to come and do it. And we have the power under the Nigerian law.
They do have the
You
power.
don't need to hide. So that's what I'm saying. Because they too will be maybe watching your letter. It's very likely. Because for some of us in the leadership, they come to our workshops on the budget. And they say they have that right vision. And in fact, they quarrel with organizers. I'm just looking at it. They quarrel with organizers for not informing them about. In fact, if sometimes they will go to the hotel and make them understand that if you have any workshop or meeting like this, they should be in the know. So what I'm saying is that against what the government
Can we possibly
they don't feel you have the right to hide.
can we give you 20 minutes?
And that's the way it goes.
Tutilu.
So I don't know whether
Tutilawa.
they keep.
I don't even know.
Because now,
Can you
if
end
you
by
want to trace
Okay. With the second one, threat mitigation.
yes, so
Okay.
once you
those
invite
surveilling
then
you.
just move straight to
How do you
this
do that?
Okay.
narrative session.
but
This
they
one,
too
instead of
have been devised.
this is
track
about 40 minutes. This
Yeah.
one
I'll just rush through
Wherever
it.
you want. And that is why it's so easy. Sometimes, for some of us in the leadership, you don't calling you on a normal phone is not the best because they have doctored all our phones. All our phones, they blocked it. That's just the truth.
It's full already, so
You
you
can't
can.
say,
It's
in
full.
fact,
One.
there was a time they called us recently and took all our details to our grandparents. When they were, I said my grandmother is dead. He said, no problem. Since you come from that maternal home. So it's really as serious as that. They have all your details.
This is. I'd wish that Benga Sheson was here to address that. My boss is the one who will have had the best answer to that.
So that's where we have found ourselves. That shrinking of civic space is one of them. Hardly. In fact, there was a time the DSS called me and said, I must bring the details of all organizations under our network. In fact, they said I wouldn't leave until I give them all those information. And so what I said is that I'll ask our people if they say whether they consent or not. That's what they do. And I cannot tell them that as a leader of a network, I don't have to do. So what happens is that eventually I come back and say, yes, all you have to do is to make sure you are